We know you love the Wayans brothers. You spoke very highly of them last time we interviewed you.
Yes.
We understand there's some controversy now.
Well, yeah, there's a little bit of controversy with the Wayans, and I'm not sure. It may be only from Marlon, but quizzically, somebody showed me a interview with him where he was very angry about, and he didn't mention me by name, but he said, well, he did say the Zucker brothers, at one point, but he said, they were robbed of the franchise after Scary Movie 2, and Scary Movie 3 was no good, and Scary Movie 4 was no good. So, I rarely disparage other filmmakers. Here, what happened was that, and I've talked to Bob Weinstein about this, who was the head of Dimension at the time, and he said that they were just unable to make a deal with the Wayans. It's real math. It's just, they asked for too much, in Bob's opinion, and Bob didn't want to pay it. So this, Michael Eisner once said his rules of negotiation is you can get what you can get. So the Wayans evidently asked for too much, according to Bob, and Bob turned it down. And they left, they went over to Revolution Studios with Joe Roth and did another movie. And you can do that. I mean, it's a free country. So, and then after this all happened, then Bob called me. I had done one picture with him before that didn't do well at all. And he said to me at the time, Zucker, you're a better director than your material. And I didn't write this movie. So he said, I need a director for Scary Movie 3. And so I said, okay, give me the script. He said, basically, there is no script. You got to write it. So I recruited Craig Mazin, a brilliant writer, Pat Proft, another amazing writer who I've been with, since the early 70s. And they wrote a great script. Scary Movie 3 was one of my 3 best movies, and still holds up. It was just a great movie. It just worked. Everything about it worked. But I guess I think Marlon, despite all their success, is angry about it. So I mean, I would love to have a conversation with him, because I once had lunch with Keenan, and Keenan he couldn't have been nicer. Said, we owe you guys a lot. You inspired us to do I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. But anyway, but it comes down to, no matter what, I don't know what's in Marlon's head, what he's upset about, but I really admire the Wayans because they do original stuff. They do their own style. As you know, we have these set of 15 rules. The Wayans have their own rules. If they have rules, I don't know. But they certainly don't need to follow our rules. And they do it very well for what they do. They do R-rated, really edgy stuff. And Marlon Wayans said in this interview about Scary Movie 3 and 4, you can't do the Wayans. And I agree with him. No, we never even would try to do the Wayans. If you look at their movie, Scary Movie 1 and 2, I mean, it's a completely different thing. They have a different approach, different sense of humor, and it works for them. It's great, and works for audiences. So I don't see that there's any conflict, but that's what. So I'm always kind of surprised when I hear Marlon, complain about it.
In the business of Hollywood, isn't controversy an important part of marketing?
Well, they always say no publicity is bad publicity. And maybe that's what they were trying to do, is gin up some controversy. I don't know. Silly me, I took it seriously. And I thought, geez, I love them. Why is Marlon attacking me? So, in fact, when the Scary Movie 6 was announced, I had my assistant call up their publicist and just offer my help if I could do anything to promote it for them. Because the other thing, and I told TMZ this, if their movie does well, it's good for Spoof, and it's good for live theater in general. Good for comedies, because comedies need to be in theaters, I think.
Do you like controversy?
Not especially. I like peace. It's just all I want to do is do my movies. I just want to make my movies, and but that's always my goal. And going back to John Davison's saying, I want to do it right, and because anyone can make a bad movie.
Isn't controversy, though, part of the game?
I don't know. I don't play the game. Controversy is part of the game. I don't like anything artificial. Just give me real stuff, and I don't get involved in the whole business. I just want to create good material, and part of that is just writing and directing. And we just wrote a movie called Oktoberfest for a German company, for Amazon Germany, and that's going to probably go in the fall. And we wrote that script in 11 days, and Amazon loved it. So that's exciting. I'm going to do that, and I'll probably be on the set for that. I'm not going to direct it, but I'll help choose the director.
Will it be filming here or
No,
in Germany?
Probably in Munich.
Oh, okay. Are you excited for Scary Movie 6?
Oh, Scary Movie 6, I mean, as I said before, I hope Scary Movie 6 does well. And I wish the Wayans all the success in the world, because it'll be good for Spoof and it'll be good for movie comedy in theaters. So, why wouldn't I? And I love going to see a movie and laugh. And, I went to see the first Scary Movie and I laughed. And I remember jokes from it. It's just, and I didn't think that horror wasn't my first thought idea to spoof horror movies, because I thought they were already kind of, not grounded in reality. But the Wayans did it and did an amazing job. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Scary 6.
Well, we've heard people say that Scary Movie 3 is the best in the franchise. How do you feel about that?
I think that's great that people say that I don't pay. Yeah. But, Scary 3 was one of my 3 best, along with Airplane, The Naked Gun, and Scary Movie 3 is right up there. And, to say it's the best one, that's somebody's opinion. And I don't want to say it's the best one, because it might reflect badly on the Wayans, who I love. And, it's what I've said, it's apples and oranges. I wasn't trying to do the Wayans like Seth MacFarlane was trying to do the Zuckers. And you can't just take someone else's style and try to copy it. If they're still alive, why not just get them to do it? So, and the Wayans are the best at what they do. So I wouldn't compare Scary 1 with 3.
Do you think one of the biggest factors in the success of Scary Movie 3 is that it's PG-13 and not rated R?
Well, again, the Wayans did Scary Movie 1. It was a hard R, and it did better than 3. It was more successful, not that much more, but it was more successful than 3. So again, you can't compare it. If you do a great R-rated movie like the Wayans could do, there's no limit on the box office. When Bob offered me to direct and write 3, I said, I can do it, but I'm not going to do the Wayans. I can do me, and that's PG-13. So we did a PG-13, and we did 2 really good PG-13 movies on that.
Do you think R-rated comedies are more successful because they're less constrained?
No, they're just different. I don't think they're more successful. PG-13 broadens the audience, and that's one thing that I told the studio when they asked me to do 3. that actually PG-13 will actually broaden the audience. You'll get younger audiences in. You'll get just more of a variety of people. You know, you get older people who won't be as easily offended. But that's why I can't say that Scary 3 is better than 1. It's just, you like apples, you like oranges.
Thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. Here is a complimentary question from our book Story Questions.